Good morning. Yes, Phoebe. I'm all right, thank you. Phoebe, appreciate you asking. Hey, Sabrina. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Justice Right Now. Right as in right. Every week, 11:58 a.m. till 12:32 p.m. GMT. Your weekly writing workout inspired by Black writers unpacking writing as activism. Thank you so much for joining me. How's everyone doing? I'm quite tired. Quite tired today. Oh, Carl, you better be writing some poems. I'd love that. Hey, Shaniqua, how you doing? Yeah, I'm feeling super tired today. Oh, thank you. I love the people sneaking this in their lunch break. I'm okay, thank you. Should we get started? It is 12 after all. I have considered maybe starting these in the evening as a lot of people are going back to work now. So I might have to reschedule, although the lighting won't be as good if I do that. So welcome. Every week, we have a similar structure, although I'm trying to innovate the structures to think more about what writing as activism looks like, how that functions. But we'll start with a prompt poem that I always post in my story the day before. And then we'll do a 3-minute free write in response to that. We will then do some speed writing, so 10 poems back to back. We'll then take 4 communal breaths. And then I'll give you some homework that you can choose to do or not do. It's up to you. So today I've actually switched up the theme. So usually sort of the through line is disruption as opportunity. But I've been accruing a lot of different quotes, a lot of different thoughts. So today my theme is research as activism. So I'm thinking a lot about this idea that the history that we are given is wildly inaccurate, right? And created by the people that won, which has its own prejudicial angle. So I've just been thinking about, I myself am doing so much reading and rereading and finding new archives and finding new resources and finding new sources of information, and how we as writers or artists or as humans process that new information, that archival materials, right? So I was thinking of research as activism is the theme today. And our prompt poem comes from Surge, which is a book by Jay Bernard. And Jay was in I want to get the naming of this right. So this whole collection is about the New Cross fire that happened in 1981. And Jay went into I've started following these guys on Instagram because I'd not heard of the archive before. It's the George Padre Institute, an archive, library and research centre dedicated to radical Black history in Britain. So I thought that was a really cool resource to look into. Jay is one of my favourite writers, and I think this is a really cool collection. I'm going to do what I've been doing the other weeks and show you a video of the poem. So I need to close my curtains so you can have a look. This is my tube light. Hopefully this will work. I'm really bad at technology. Let's have a look. So this is our prompt poem, and it's Apple by Jay Bernard.
This piece is called Apple, and it was really important to me that I include some of the happy moments that I saw in the archives. So when I was exploring the New Cross fire, of course, there was a lot of harrowing stuff, but actually a lot of the activists who were working at that time, and in particular John LaRose, whose archive I was exploring, had all of these really interesting photos that showed them at parties and at gatherings, and it made me think about the kind of joy of doing necessary work. So this is called Apple. And so the revolutionary had a birthday party. Everyone gathered around the cake, a single pink candle for all those years. Don't you love how they decided mid-meal to lean into each other, peer into the photo? Don't you love that there is chicken grease from the early part of this century, that it was cooked at the revolutionary's house on Albert Road, that someone living might recall the smell of the lentils, the pop of the grilled tomatoes, the particular apple they ate in slices, having sat back, wiped the cake knife on the edge of the plate, peeled its long green skin and cut the pieces into pages, left it aging on the plate. John and Sarah, Linton Sharmila, Gus, Abdul, Lawrence, Wale Akua, Carol, Joe, Susan, Barbara. Don't you love those pieces of apple, the brown photograph they have become? Don't you love that there is nothing remarkable here, nothing that would startle a state, but that it has been kept anyway, noted, dated, numbered, placed in acid-free Japanese boxes and lovingly, as is tradition, laid without a casket.
Okay, let me see if I can turn myself back. Hello! Turn my lighting back on. So, we're going to do a 3-minute free write. In response to that, lighting's gone weird. Overwhelmed. In response to that, if you've never done a free write before, and if you've just come in and you only saw part of that poem or none of it, that's totally fine. You can still free write. Basically, the idea is to just write. Write solidly for 3 minutes. Your hand might start hurting, but you're just going to lean into that discomfort and write it all out, a sort of catharsis. If you free write all the time and you want some extra challenges today, you know I'm loving my extra challenges. I was really interested in the list of names that was utilised in that poem. So I want to encourage you to list as many names as possible throughout your poem. And I also, this quote that Jay opened the poem with, this idea of joy, the joy of necessary work. So I want you to think about that. Also remember to breathe. I always forget to breathe whilst free writing. Camera angle's a bit strange. I'm going to get my timer set up. If you've got any questions for me, now's the time. Now is the time. Ben, I hope that you're writing some poems. All right, we're about to do a 3-minute free write. I don't think we have any questions. If you've just jumped in, pick up your writing utensils and let's write some things. Your 3 minutes start now. Let's go. Ooh. First free write down. I'm going to do 10 speed writes next. Give me a wave if you're new, by the way, so I know who's new to the space. So this is a brilliant exercise introduced to me by a poet called Roger Robinson. If you don't know him, please check him out. And the idea is that you're going to write 10 poems back to back. Hey, Feeblicious is what I'm going to have to call you. We're going to do 10 poems super fast, back to back. The idea is that you'll have 1 minute for each poem. You have to write 6 lines. That's the rule. You have to write 6 lines. I don't care if it's the same word over and over 6 times. I don't care if it's spelt wrong. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. The weirder, the better, but you have to write 6 lines. This exercise kind of only works if you put that pressure on yourself, because what it does is it forces you to wade into the more surprising parts of your mind that usually when you're comfortable in writing in the way you're comfortable writing, you don't reach for. So we're trying to get those surprising sort of dreamlike parts of your mind. If you've done this loads of times and you're like, Deborah, I know how to write 6 lines, try and write more than 6 lines. Your bonus exercise is to loop them all into each other to make one long poem. All of the titles today are from a very specific part of Surge. So Surge has a little intro, a note from the author, and I just found the way Jay wrote it really, really insightful. So all of the quotes today are from that intro. So if you use any of these poems anywhere, please make sure you credit Jay if you're keeping the title, or maybe even if you don't credit them. We often use a phrase in the poetry world which is after. So you'd be like, after Jay Bernard's Surge. So just making a note of that. Cool. Any questions? Oh, I should say... completely forgotten what I was going to say. This is indicative of my life at the moment, by the way. It's gone. It's gone. Do you have any questions? If you just jumped in, pick up your writing utensils and let's write some poems. Shall we? Cool. Your first title is just one word, vexed. Your first title is vexed. Let's go. Okay. Your next title. Yes! Dialectic D. Missed you, man. Your next title is Journalists, quite hard to say. Journalists leaned out of the window and spat. This is all factual information, by the way. Journalists leaned out of the window and spat is your next title. You've got 1 minute. That's what I was going to write. Could be a 6-line poem, but also could be a 6-line bit of a song, 6 lines of a book, 6 lines of whatever you want. Caius. Yes, I've missed you. All of our titles, we've got 9 more titles to go, are from Surge by Jay Bernard. The current title is Journalists Leaned Out of the Window and Spat. Your 1 minute starts now. Okay. Yes, Caius. Yes, Delia. Oh, some people that I've been missing are here now. Still got 8 more titles to go. All of these titles derive from Surge, which is a collection about the 1981 New Cross fire. You can write into that idea, but you can equally take it elsewhere. Write what you need to write. This is a space for you. Delia's saying I've frozen. If I've frozen for anyone else, please let me know so that I don't keep going without you. I have been having loads of internet issues. I'm getting it updated next week. I'll keep going until people tell me otherwise. The next title is It Found the Police Guilty of Causing the Riots. I didn't know this. My own ignorance or naivety that the Brixton riots, there was a inquiry and the police got found guilty of causing the riots. So it found the police guilty of causing the riots. Oh, that's really interesting. You've frozen, but I can still hear you. Let me switch to my Okay, I've switched to my 4G now. Please let me know if that means that I am back. I will do a dance in the interim to check that everything is fine, and because I feel slightly like crap today and I'm really tired. If you're watching this at a later time, then you can be writing or you can be dancing. This is a terrible song and there's actual musicians here. I'm back. Yeah, am I back? Okay, I'm gonna get it from Gaius's dancing emoji. Your next title is It Found the Police Guilty of Causing the Riots. Oh, Caius, I miss dancing with you so much. It Found the Police Guilty of Causing the Riots is your title. Keep breathing, keep moving if you need to. Your 1 minute starts now. Okay, your next title is, and if you've just jumped in, you can still write 7 more poems. Your next title is Crossed a Bridge. Crossed a Bridge is your next title. You've got 1 minute to write 6 lines of something starting now. Crossed a Bridge. Let's go. Okay. Your next title is, and if you've just jumped in, you can still write 6 more poems with us. Your next title is Home of the Media. Home of the Media is your title. You've got 1 minute to write 6 lines with the title Home of the media. Let's go. Ooh, feels like I haven't written in forever, even though it's only been a week. Some amazing people in the room. Can still write 5 more poems. I'm reminding myself to keep breathing because I keep forgetting while I'm writing. Your next title is A Mirror of the Present. A Mirror of the Present is your title. You've got 1 minute to write 6 lines of something with the title A Mirror of the Present. Let's go. Okay. 4 more to go. Your next title is A Much Needed Instruction Manual. A Much Needed Instruction Manual is your next title. And you got 1 minute to write 6 lines of something with the title A Much Needed Instruction Manual. Let's go. Whew. 3 more to go. Take it where you need to take it. Your next title is I am specific to this place. I am specific to this place. Your hands might be hurting. Lean into the discomfort. Use that to drive you somewhere new, to drive you where you need to go in your writing. Your next title is I am specific to this place. Your 1 minute starts now. Good morning. All right, 2 more poems to go. So if you've just jumped in, you can still write too. My brain's doing weird things, but I think it's telling me that I need to write, and this is the thing that I should be doing. Holding on like a roller coaster. Your penultimate title is I am haunted by this history. I am haunted by this history is your penultimate title. You have 1 minute to write 6 lines starting now. I am haunted by this history. Okay, your final title. So if you've just jumped in, you can still write 1 poem this Wednesday. Your final title is But I also haunt it back. But I also haunt it back. It's your final title. You've got 1 minute to write 6 lines with the title, But I also haunt it back. Let's go. Okay, that is all of our writing done for today. All of those titles, if you missed me say this earlier, were from J. Bernard's collection Surge. Am I holding that upside down? Yeah, I am. Surge, which is an absolutely amazing collection and just a really good reference and resource if you're thinking about writing as activism, archives, and how you can use research as activism. So I'd really highly recommend that. We're going to finish, as we always do, with 4 box breaths. We've just written quite ferociously into feelings that probably aren't easy, probably feel quite fast or feel quite deep. So we're just going to take 4 box breaths together. Try and place your feet flat on the ground. We're going to go hold for 4, in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Try and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Whenever I do this, I literally feel like I'm getting taller. And if you just come in, why not take some moments just to take some breath? Sometimes I even hear my spine crack. So let's go, yeah? We're going to hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. 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 And hold. Wrong. I really felt that, I feel like I haven't been breathing all day, just holding it. Honestly, I've missed you guys. This space really saves me in so many ways. Yamin, you're coming in at the end of this, but I love you beyond reason and miss you greatly. Caius, honestly, it means a lot to be able to connect with people all over the country, all over the world. It means a lot to have you here. And please send me recommendations, send me writing. I'm literally buying so many books. Black Pound Day for me was just all books. And I'm really loving it. This space is so special. Let me give you some homework to take away if you want to work with any of your writing from today. I really want you to I'm doing loads of reading, like even if it's Instagram reading, right? So many bits of research, so many stories are coming up for us constantly. And I just want you to gather some of the stats, some of the stories, some of the research that you feel has really hit you. Maybe even do more research into that area and utilize some of that factual information and combine it with some of your writing today to edit something. I've posted some of that stuff from Jay Bernard in my feed. Maybe use some of that as structure. There's loads more of their poems on YouTube as well if you want to do a bit more research before you buy the book, but I strongly recommend you do. The next Black Pound Day I think is the 1st of August, so I'm going to be giving you lots of book recommendations for that. All right, I've run over by 2 minutes, but so much love to you all. Let's hope I can save this into my story because last time I couldn't. Have a great week. Sending you so much love.